Yo, what's going on, everybody? Shampoo and Anime Central. Y'all know what the deal is. We about to get into the Kuroko no basket. Yes, Kuroko'S basketball. Yes, we about to get into this, guys. But before we get into it, I gotta say the opening animation for this was gorgeous. I was loving it, yo. The animation was just so basely. Oh my gosh, put in work on that shit. But anyways, let's go in, guys. Okay, first of all, it starts off with them showing them practicing, that Kisei practicing and everything. It shows Kagami getting nice with the goddamn alley-oop, just damn, yo, I was like, get nice, yo. And of course, Almine ain't practicing at all. He don't need to practice. Almine the Miracle don't need to practice whatsoever, you know. And basically, what happens from that is that, you know, the first years are complaining, like, you know, they're always playing, like, we want to get a chance to play and stuff, right? So they actually get into the Streetball tournament. And it's a 5-on-5 Streetball tournament. And when they get there and stuff, Kagami actually ends up meeting up with one of his old friends, which is actually like his older brother in a sense, and that goes by Tatsuya. And he completely lays waste, like his squad lays waste to this other squad, like easy, like that. And he says he actually joined Yosin Academy. I was like, okay, rival, there we go. But he's giving off this aura like he's one of the generation of miracles and shit. Kuroko's like, look, man, like this dude, he's on that level type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He's around there. Kagami's like, man, you telling me something I can already feel, something I already know. But anyways, it goes into this flashback with how they actually met, Kagami and Tatsuya, and pretty much like Tatsuya was pretty much teaching Kagami how to play, like giving him pointers and stuff, basically getting him better. And they were always playing together as they were getting older and stuff. And eventually, like, they were always like competing together, like getting like wins. They were winning and losing against each other and stuff. And then it got to the point whereas Kagami had a chance to actually beat him, because Tatsuya was like, look, man, if I can't hold rank on top of you, off of you, then I can't really call myself, you know, your older brother in a sense. And Kagami was like, what? You know what I'm saying? That shook him up. He was like, man, I don't want nothing to change between us. So during the game, he was on a fast break, and he fucking he flopped that shit. He flopped the layup. He flopped the winning point, the winning basket to win the game, because he didn't want nothing to change. And Tatsuya was pissed about that. He was like, man, I didn't ask you to do that. Why'd you give it up? You know what I'm saying? Basically pissed off at him. And that's when Kagami told him, like, look, I don't want nothing to change, yada yada. And meanwhile, this whole time, they both wear these chains with this ring on it that signifies like their friendship, their bond, you know what I'm saying, that they're brothers and such. But anyways, fast forward back to the present, you got them meeting up together, and Kagami's like, oh shit, you know, and Tatsuya was like, you know what, I imagined that I would meet you here someday and everything. So it pretty much gets down to the last match, and they're about to go head to head against each other, right? And it's about to go down. Kagami's like, you know what, I'm putting it all out on the table. Kuroko's like, look, man, the game that we love, you know what I'm saying, you got to do that. Nobody wants to take, you know, you shouldn't take pity on nobody. It shows the ultimate amount of respect if you go ahead and put it all out on the table. So it's like, you know what, okay, we're gonna do this. We about to do this. We put in work. We're about to go in. So as soon as about to go in, yo, as soon as that tip off about to hit, yo, this monster that comes out of nowhere, I could tell he's a beast. So this dude rock with none of that purple hair, son. Fucking Atsushi, yo. He come out like, hold on a second, yo. And then he look at Kuroko, he's like, I wanna crush you. I was like, damn, Kuroko, you gonna take that shit? But anyways, that was the end of episode 1. We about to get into episode 2 now. So as episode 2 starts, right, we find out that Atsushi, he's actually the center, and he's a generation of miracles. You know what I'm saying? We already kind of seen this already coming. Generation Miracle Center, and he's a monster, yo. And he's like, look, I'm gonna crush you, son. I'm gonna crush you. This is what it is. But at the same time, he looks at Tatsuya, and he's like, you know, we can't play in any unofficial matches, so, you know, let's go. So, you know, they're actually walking off the court. Kagami's like, oh, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much stops, was like, fuck that shit, we gonna play, son. And pretty much calls him a coward, that he's scared and shit. And pretty much Atsushi's fucking like, he's gullible, he's a fucking idiot. So they get on their jersey or whatever, their warm-up gear kind of in a way, and they actually start to commence the game. So what happens is that right at the beginning, Kuroko hits a goddamn alley-oop to Kiyoshi, yo. Boom, son, right in the face, yo. Kiyoshi's like, you remember me, son? You remember me now, yo? And Sushi's like, you know what? You just don't remember weak players, but you know what? I remember you now. I remember playing you in middle school and stuff. He's like, you know what? The whole time he's nonchalant, like, whatever, you know, because he's bored, you know? And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some effort. I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna fucking crush you. He's like, you know, it was better if I didn't remember, yo. And then Tatsuya comes up to Atsushi. He's like, look, just take it easy. Just play defense. I'll handle offense. I'll be enough. Man, he comes up the court, jays it up, yo. Perfect switch. Nothing but net. I was like, what? Everybody's astonished, like, holy shit. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they fucking inbound the ball, yo. Kuroko hit Kagami for that goddamn fast break. He's coming up and he stops in front of goddamn Atsushi, yo. And then pretty much, man, he was about to rise on him, but Atsushi got him shook, yo. It's already seen like drops of rain coming. And it was like, look, you ain't gonna do shit pretty much. Next thing you know, man, the rain started pouring, yo. Started pouring like crazy. And the game got delayed. They were like, alright, that's it, game's delayed, all this stuff, you're gonna play another time, another day, whatever. So pretty much everybody, you know what? We're done for now. This is it. We're over it, you know, we're gonna get out of here. But Tatsuya was talking to Kagami. He was like, you know, I'm gonna leave you with a gift. I'm gonna leave you with a little present. Yo, he was like, and he had the ball, he was like, guard as you want, yo. And then he just pulled up right in front of him, yo, and then he just jaded right in front of his fucking face. All up in his eye, yo. And Kagami's like, what the fuck? It's like, hold up, I timed it perfectly, my jump. I should have been able to block that shit. What the fuck just happened, yo? And he was like, it ain't nothing. Yo, he just straight walked off the court. And I was like, damn, yo, I ain't gonna let him do that to you. But it actually turns out that Atsushi, he's actually bored of basketball. He doesn't really care for it, but he's just crazy good at it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of similar to Almine, you know, in a way. You know, he's crazy good at it, but he doesn't like basketball, though. You know, he doesn't like it, but he's crazy good. And pretty much they go back to their school. Everybody else is practicing and stuff, and actually Momoi is there, you know, the chick that's crazy over Kuroko, and she's actually there because Almine, she got with a little fight with Almine, argument and shit, and she ran over there, and Kuroko, you know what I'm saying, he, you know, Kuroko nice with the words, like, you know what I'm saying, it's all good, you know, Almine just, you know, he's probably looking for you right now and all this stuff. So he actually ends up taking her back to Almine and shit. And as he's taking her back, he actually goes ahead and shows her like this new move that he's working on, son. And this shit straight rocks her world, yo. Rocks her world like Michael Jackson, son. She's like, holy shit. She was like, I don't know what just happened, but if he perfects this, nobody will stop him. I was like, what impenetrable, impeccable perfection? Are you serious, yo? This man Kuroko about to ascend to another level here pretty soon. But I was like, damn. But anyways, she goes ahead and she leaves off by herself and everything. And then that's pretty much it, guys. These first 2 episodes were definitely good. I could tell that they're leading up into something that's definitely going to be greater. It seems like the seirin team is actually, as a whole, is getting better. Basketball is seeming to become natural to them and stuff, except for them always having practicing to get better and better, which is always necessary. But, you know, basketball is a natural special thing to them, and they even show that they're actually practicing on their days off as well, yo. So that's definitely something big right there. But anyways, I can't wait to see more what's going to be happening here, guys. But anyways, I'm Shan Plutus, Anime Central. Thumbs up, guys, if you enjoyed the video and want to see some more Kuroko'S basketball. Yes! But I'll holler at y'all later. Thanks for watching. Peace.